Chewing gum as a healthcare delivery vehicle seems an unlikely proposition. Can you tell me how it works and what the applications are?
Actually, we were inspired by the pharmaceutical industry, where they simply press, they have a press machine where they simply press their tablets. So we did the same thing with those chewing gums here. So we did that in a couple of years. We managed to build our capabilities on what we call a compressed chewing gum technology. And the uniqueness about those chewing gums is basically that it consists of two different layers. The one layer consists of a pure gum-based layer, and the second layer is what we call a sweetener layer. Depending on the purpose of a concept that is being positioned within the dietary supplement industry, we can add the particular active into the gum base or into the sweetener layer. Let's take an example. If it's an hydrophilic ingredient, it really makes no sense, or it's not a big deal whether we add that particular ingredient into the gum-based layer or the sweetener layer. It will release pretty fast anyway. But when it comes to hydrophilic ingredients, that's where we have our unique selling point when it comes to our compressed gums. We normally add the vast majority of such ingredients into our sweetener layer. In that way, we ensure a high release of that particular active, of that particular ingredient, and we can get it out pretty fast as well if that is what we want. Sometimes it's even a benefit to slow down the release in order to ensure that the particular active is being maintained within the mouth cavities, and in some instances we can also ensure that that particular active is being buccally absorbed. Now then we're really talking something new here. Now we're bringing some new things into the industry, and that's where it's going to be exciting here, because we're only on the beginning of our journey here, right? We've been working here for 3 to 5 years on developing the technology here, but there are several things that we still need to do to be at the place where we want to be in order to be the leading manufacturer of chewing gums that can be positioned within the dietary supplement industry, or even within the regulatory segment of food for special medical purpose, or even medical device, in the medical device segment. I think the good thing about our company is that we have shareholders that are willing to invest in a complete new field here. For example, we have been looking on defined product areas where we know there's a strong consumer demand. When we take a look at the numbers 5 and 10 years down the road, we really can see there will be a pickup here. One of those active ingredients is a probiotic chewing gum, right? And that is a super sophisticated area to move into, because that somehow pulls a number of technical requests back to the manufacturer that he needs to be able to fulfill in order to produce a super, good tasting chewing gum. I mean, there are numerous applications that we could talk about here, but the good thing here is that we have one company that is solely focused on that's only focused on providing innovative solutions to the chewing gum industry, and that is our company, which is called ChewTech. They've got around 50 to 70 scientists only focusing on how can we remain ahead of the competition when it comes to chewing gum.
What are you hoping to get out of the roundtable discussion, and how can your company help to make Nutra normal?
Well, we're hoping to bring a kind of a fresh, innovative perspective into this industry here, and trying to paint the picture that it's not a standalone consideration about nutraceuticals. It's a complete package from the ingredient manufacturer to the delivery system, where the consumer appreciate the value proposition. So he's not only judging, do I like that ingredient? Do I like that delivery system? He buys an experience out here, right? So I think that and that's something that we'll be focusing much more going forward, that we're trying to collaborate much more with well-reputed ingredient manufacturers to get the maximum out of their particular ingredient in a chewing gum, because we know that once you incorporate certain actives into a chewing gum, you bring a fresh new perspective into a pretty old industry with pretty old delivery systems, and that certainly appeals to a number of consumers, especially because chewing gum is convenient. You don't need water. For up to 40% of all consumers, they dislike swallowing tablets and pills. And by the way, you also treat yourself by chewing a gum, right? So it's also fun and it tastes good.
Behind us, as you can see in here, the participants from the first ever ViConnect roundtable discussion are continuing their chat about the current hot topics in the nutraceutical industry. We've looked at issues from weight management to segmented nutrition to the politics and environmental issues surrounding the production of functional foods. A lively debate with members participating from the nutraceutical industry, pharmaceutical industry, consumer product goods manufacturers, and the debate obviously ongoing and will hopefully continue on into this evening at the NBT Awards ceremony.
Well, it was a tremendous pleasure to moderate the NBT roundtable discussion. I think it went particularly well. Many members of the audience were heavily involved in the discussion, which was very good to see, as well as the members of the top table.
No, I like it. It's a good forum and pleased to be part of it. And the original intention for me to be involved, I had it in mind, is to engage in the conversation with the audience and the other member of top table as well, to share the common challenge and opportunities, you know. And that, I think in that sense we actually achieved that.
I thought it was a relatively rare thing to happen, actually, I have to say. It's very nice to get a set of basically my industry peers in a room together to talk about things that we're all very well versed with. We all have the same kinds of problems, you know, we all probably have the same opinions about regulatory authorities, EFSA, you know. And so, although there are a few opportunities within the industry, this was, yeah, a really good idea. And I mean, it's a first off, so I'm hoping that there will be a few more of these in the future as well.